Come into the room. Come into the room. Welcome, family. I am the H-Town Vet, and I would like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents, and family members. Come on into the room, family. We got a topic tonight we're covering, an interesting topic, as usual. And we're going to deal with still celebrating National Heritage Month, Women's Heritage Month. So we want to acknowledge the females of our country. Also the women that have served in the military. Let's talk about it. We got everybody coming in. We're trying to reach critical mass. So come on into the room, family. We got Betty Bob says, H-Town, good evening. Hope you had a lovely week. Good evening, family. I have had a wonderful week, and to hear from you, I feel even better. And I mean that. And then we got Army George in here. Says, hello, H-Town and veterans. Yes, indeed. Betty Bob says, hello, Army George. And then Army George says, hello. Army George, could you tell me, we're about to get started here, family. Could you tell me where you flew out of? When I came in, we went into a tent city that's set up in Saudi Arabia. Where did you fly out of? We flew out of Bahrain, I believe it was, yes. An airport in Bahrain when we left, from Desert Storm. Let us know. I want to know, did you fly to the same place? Now, Betty Bob said, H-Town, thank you so much. Thank you. As I would tell my daughter, no, you are the sweet one. Now, Costa said, good evening, H-Town and family. Yes, indeed. Oh, that's how it's Bahrain. Bahrain. Is that how it's pronounced? Am I pronouncing it wrong? It was a big old tent, the size of a building, and they had a guy singing, Proud to Be an American. He was up on the stage, doing his own little concert. Were you in that area? I don't know where I was, man. Now we got, Costa said, good evening, H-Town and family. And we're glad to hear from Costa. It's been a few days. We're glad that you're here. We're good to hear from the family. Give me a thumbs up if my sound is okay. If not, give me a thumbs down so we can make sure that we put out a quality product here at the H-Town Vet. Family, we appreciate you. We value you. We're glad that you're here. We're glad that you are engaged in the chat. This is a very important part of the channel. Being able to interact with each other. Not just being talked to or talked at, but we having a dialogue back and forth so we can help the veteran family. Bahrain. Okay, I thought it was Bahrain. Maybe I was wrong. Now, maybe you went a different place. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into my history on that. Look who's back. Family, I'm gonna skip down. The sister, the prodigal daughter has come home. Gwendolyn Boyd, we got so many questions. We got so many concerns. We thought you were gone for good. We thought the trolls had converted you over. Girl, I got scared. I was sitting looking at the wall. I said, did she get a car? Is she riding the bus? I didn't know what was going on. Family, it's so good to hear from you, my sister. Everybody show love to our sister Gwendolyn because she's been through so much, family. You understand? She's been through so much with the car wreck. Come on now. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get right. But I had to acknowledge her real quick. Let me get back. Coasty says, hey, Betty, Kevin, Army George. Then we have Kevin Colbart Sr. Betty Bob said Kevin Colbart Sr. and said, hello, Miss Colbert. And then Charleston Zimmerman says, good evening. H-Town and family. Now let's hear from our sister Gwendolyn. She say, good evening, family. This week attending the Female Veteran Summit in Atlanta, Georgia. I am so excited. I didn't know it was existing or going to happen. While you there, my sister, can you tell them about the H-Town Vet channel, especially the topic we coming in? Look at me doing some promotion. Am I being selfish, Sister Gwendolyn? And she say, it's Friday until Sunday. If anybody is in the area, join our sister there. Tell us if you got the address. Put it in the chat for us, okay? Where it's located, so we can get the information out, my sister. Okay? Now, Kevin Colbert Sr. says, Coasty, good evening. And Coasty says, hi, Mr. Zimmerman and Gwen. And then we have Betty Bob says, hello, Charleston Zimmerman shipmate. Now, he said that our brother Charleston say the sound is good. Now, let's see what we have here. Because I was asking him some questions about when we were over there, it was a lot of weird stuff happening. I mean, I'm back from, we're back from combat operations and we're getting ready to go back. And we could buy jewelry and stuff. And they had a guy up there singing Proud to Be an American, man. I want to go back home and see my people. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, remember when that Scud hit oh Lord, with all those people in it, I was only about a mile away. Oh Lord, you remember that? I thought you were talking about that guy. I wasn't meaning to laugh. I didn't know you was talking about that. It was crazy scene. Yeah, you remember, I don't know if you remember, some reservists got hit. They were back in the back and the Scud hit. Is that the one you're talking about? Yes, indeed. I thought you was talking about the guy singing. I apologize. And Gwendolyn say, love, love, love. Happy hands. Let us know where it is so we can get other people there, my sister. We got the family coming in here. You hear me? Listen, let me tell you something. I am so glad that the family is here. Give me a second. I want to do something. I am so glad that the family is here. And I want to let you know that I'm here, the H-Town Vet. And I want to let you know this is a place where we come together, where we interact. I'm not trying to sell you no course. I'm not trying to tell you, if you give me this much money, you're going to get this rating, you're going to get 100%, and you're going to be able to fly in the air without wings and all of that. No. We here, we tell you the real, we give you information solid, and we also interact. This is very important part of our program here. Now, Gwendolyn say, got my new ride. She might tell what it is, but y'all try to guess what type of vehicle she has. What you need to say, hold on, what is Gwendolyn's new ride? No, don't tell us yet, Gwendolyn. Y'all guess what type of car you think she has. Y'all guess what, because her sister totaled her car, Sister Gwendolyn, and those that remember, guess what type of car you think she have? I think she have a Honda Civic. That's what I think Sister Gwendolyn has. Now, and I'm going to get down there in a minute because Sister gave me the address, so I don't want to, so many people chatting here. Betty Bob say, hi, Gwendolyn Boyd. Then Kevin says, good evening, Betty Bobs, and I wish blessing to you all. Yes. Okay, Charleston Zimmerman said, hope you doing better, Gwendolyn Boyd, from the car wreck. Yes. Now we got our brother. I believe this is one of my subscribers that's been here for a while. I don't know if he's chatted before. He says Scott and Aziza's World. And I hope I said Aziza's World. Hello, H-Town Vet and chat. Everybody show love to Scott and Aziza's World. Let's do this here. Now, because we're glad that you're here. We appreciate you. We thank you for coming because this is important because we're doing something here that they're not doing anywhere else. We're putting out the information. We're answering your questions. We're allowing you to tell us things that we need to know because we're no experts here. Not as individuals, we are the experts because nobody understands your experiences like you, right? Now, I don't know what's up in H-Town. I kind of dropped my southern voice, didn't I? What's going on here? Now, here we go. Sister Gwendolyn says, yes, I sure can. There's a lot of networking. Please push the channel and tell them what, how it benefits you and what they can learn from the channel. Because we tell them, about the live streams and the videos we have on different topics. We appreciate you. And the one in particular tonight on military sexual trauma. Yes, indeed. Now, our sister, Betty Bob says, Gwendolyn Boyd, I would have went to the summit if I knew about it. Yes, what we'll do from now on, when y'all know of things that's coming up, y'all let us know here at the H-Town Vet, and we're going to post it. All right. When they have events for veterans, female veterans, male veterans, Army veterans, any type of veteran group, dependents, let us know. Army George said yes. You say Roll Tide. All right, Kevin Colbart Sr. And then Betty Bob says, Scott and Azia's, hello. Azia's World, yes. He say, Coach, say, what is your new ride, Gwen? We're supposed to be guesting. I guess a Honda Civic. Then we got Love in the room says, just arrived. Everybody show love to Love. Betty Bob says, hello, Love. Then we have Coasty says, hey, Love. Then Gwendolyn, our sister Gwendolyn Boyd says, the location is the Renaissance Atlanta Airport Gateway Hotel. Wow, that's a long name. Mix and mingle. Starts at 5 on tomorrow, 3/28. The main event is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, 3/29. So they haven't happened. It starts tomorrow. Okay, so check this out. I wish I could be there. I want to catch a flight, but I don't know if men allowed, but it's a whole bunch of women veterans there. And I'm just saying. Now look what everybody say. I say a Honda Civic. Kevin Colbart Sr. say Cadillac, huh? Then Gwendolyn say not a Honda Civic. Okay. Then Charleston say Tesla. He questioned what. Then Gwendolyn say not a Cadillac. Keep questioning until y'all hit it. She's not gonna tell us. Listen until you come up with it. Sister Gwendolyn don't tell them nothing. They should know we should know what type of things you like. Army George say BMW. Gwendolyn say not a Tesla. Kevin Colbart Sr. say Bentley. Then Sister Gwendolyn say not a BMW, but that will be my next vehicle. Okay. Coasty say Toyota. Not a Toyota, family. We started something up in here. I want to know. She said it wasn't a Cadillac. It's Cadillac Escalade. What about a what can I think? Is it a Tahoe? Come on, what we say? Okay. Scott's and Aziza World said, I just filed my claim for sleep apnea before the change. This is very important. That's very important so you can lock it in. That doesn't mean they're going to allow it to fall under the old law, but you have a better chance. Okay. So family, good job there, Scott. Now, Gwendolyn Boyd say, not a Bentley. That's totally above my pay grade. For now, you keep cooking that good gumbo, you become a millionaire. Kevin Colbart Sr. say, what year, Betty Bops? Okay. Now, Love say, hello, Coasty, Betty Bops, Kevin, Charleston, Scott, Army George, and Gwendolyn. Kevin Colbert Sr. says, love, love, evening. Love, love say, I finally found out what 397/EC means. I know you're going to tell us. She says, not a Cadillac Escalade, but those are beautiful. Now, I'm wondering, is it a Nissan? A Nissan? What's the kind of y'all name some Nissans? Major Boomer says, good evening, H-Town and family. I appreciate that article you saw. I just had a chance to look at it about the people standing up for some black people. I saw you saying that, Major Boomer. Thank you. Now, I will be listening tonight. I can't respond back to everyone for a while. Looking forward to the show. Yes, indeed. I'm looking forward. We looking forward. All of us looking forward. Now, that's what we're doing here. Looking forward. Boomer Coasty says, hey, Boomer. And now that's a good one. Kevin Colbert Sr. says Mercedes. Betty Bob says Chevy Bronco. And what if she got a truck? Now that would be interesting. Is it a Ford truck? Chevrolet truck? Okay. Kevin Colbert Sr. says Chevy. Scott says Betty Bob's, I think a Bronco also. Yes, indeed. She says not a Mercedes. Not a Mercedes. Wow, because that's a very popular car. She says not a Tahoe. Now, Kevin Colbert Sr. says Scott and Aziz's World evening. She says not a Tahoe. She say I have a claim for sleep apnea also. So it's a lot of people. So if you want information and share, or you can let us know something, Scott, that would be really helpful. I don't have a claim for sleep apnea. I don't remember filing one. I could have. I don't remember. I know I have sleep apnea. Now, Betty Bob, Scott's and Aziz's World agree. Yes, indeed. Now, Betty Bob say Kevin Colbert Sr. 2025. That's what year he think. Gwendolyn Boy say they want me to do a home study, but I prefer at a facility. I never heard them doing a sleep apnea. I hit it. I was the first one. It's a Nissan. Yes, what type of Nissan? I want y'all to guess what type of Nissan it is, family. Guess what? H-Town finally got it. There was just one we didn't name. What type of Nissan family you think she has? She said, do they still have a Maxima? Nissan Altima? What is the Nissans? I don't know. Y'all name. I know they. Okay, we get. She said yes, a Nissan. Somebody say Nissan Rogue. Okay. Now let me get back to what my sister was saying. They are checking on the availability. I didn't know they could do a sleep study at your house. Do they stay overnight? Scott and Aziza World says, hey, Kevin and love. She said yes. Gwendolyn said yes, it was a Nissan. And Kevin Colbert Sr. says, is it a Nissan Rogue? And Betty Bob says, hello, Major Boomer. And Gwendolyn says, you got it, Kevin. Yes, a Rogue. That's a very popular vehicle. Haven't they become more expensive? I heard they became more expensive. Well, I went up there because I was looking for one for my daughter, and they look like they went up a little bit, but they still quality vehicles. The Board of Appeals, this is from Love. The Board of Appeals in Washington, D.C., 397 EC means the Raiders' code name. Oh, that's the code name for the Raider instead of putting their real name on there. Now, you know how you can find out who rating your claim? If they are on the VA code sheet. Huh? Come on now, family. Remember I told you that? Now, Scott Aziza World say Scott and IZ. Okay. Oh, okay. Scott and Zia. Scott and Iza. How I say, okay, Iza. Okay, Scott and Iza. I know I was butchering it. Scott and Iza. Let me know if that's better. Scott and Iza. All right. Scott and Iza. Now Betty Bob says, I got put in my claim for sleep apnea. I'm just waiting. This is Betty Bob's for the sleep study for pulmonologist. I forget how I said clinic. Pulmonologist. Now Betty Bob said Nissan truck. Now Love say yes. Some sleep studies is done at home. How is that possible? Are the people in your house? Do they stay overnight? Please, I'm panicking, family. Now we have Scott and Isa's World says the at-home one is a watch time device and blood oxygen monitor on the finger. Okay, so they have some kind of video cam on you. Now, so they may not necessarily be in your home from what I'm gathering. Okay, Charleston say April 2nd plus 25% up in price. Oh, man. Thank you for the good news on the prices of vehicles, my brother. Now, I guess thanks to our great president. Oh, man, because he putting all these tariffs everywhere. I want him to calm down. Can somebody give the president a chill pill for a minute? Just relax. Don't be upsetting all these countries because we might want to buy a vehicle. Now, Betty Bob's, H-Town, they sent the equipment to, they send the equipment to you at home and you hook up the equipment. I did 4-day sleep study and mailed it back to the company. Let me ask you a question, Betty Bob's. When you send it, is it all in plastic? I know you're going to be trying to clean stuff and everything. Or is it already like sanitized where it's already in plastic, like they put needles and other stuff, thermometers they put in your mouth? Let us know. Charleston say, and not April Fools either. Now, our sister Gwendolyn says, the sleep studies can now be done at home. They sent a kit that connects to an app on the phone. Boy, a lot has changed. Now let's see what Kevin, because he talked about his lawyer. He says, my lawyer withdrew my Board of Appeals claim and filed a higher level review and a supplemental claim. If it's not gonna hurt your claim, to tell us why did he change the tactic, Kevin Colbert, he or she? Let us know. If it's something that's going to affect your claim, don't say anything. Now, Gwendolyn Boyd say, Betty Bob's, they want me to do a 2-day study, but I prefer in office. I hear you. Now, my friend, this is love. My friend just bought a 2025 Nissan Rogue, was on sale. For some reason, the Nissan Rogues are on sale. Consumer Report gave the Nissan Rogue a good review. They usually do. Now, family, we're going to get started. I've caught up on everything. And, y'all chat as y'all, if y'all feel like saying a few things. But I'm going to get into the information for those that might be watching recorded. So we're going to get on to the topic for tonight. And we're so glad that you're here, family. We're so glad that you come through. You showed up and you showed out. Now, our sister Betty Bob says, let me get her before I get our brother Scott and Izzy. Betty Bob says, H-Town, I still clean equipment down with alcohol. Okay. And 91%, that stuff is more expensive when it's 91% alcohol. Peroxide too. When you get the more pure stuff, it costs more. Now, listen to what Scott and Isa said. My home sleep study said I had obstructive sleep apnea. That's what OSA stands for. So I had to go to the Washington, D.C. VA for a sleep study there. They sent me to a CPAP. Okay, we're almost at 30 minutes, family. We're going to go ahead and get started, and we'll get back to y'all chat. But right now, we're going to get into the information for tonight. So we're glad that you joined us, family. So let us go ahead and get started. Here at the H-Town Vet, we're making a bridge for those that need help, that need the most constructive help. We want to make sure you get it. This is not to take somebody that's greedy for money, that's greedy for benefits, that need the most constructive help. We want to make sure you get it. And those that are not informed are the ones that need the most constructive help. Those that are having a hard time getting their claims processed. Those that feel isolated and they don't have somewhere to come and share in their daily life. Like our sister Gwendolyn, she was in a car that got totaled and she was willing to share with us, and she wanted me to post the pictures, and we did on the other live stream. So we here to be here for each other, because it's not just getting your benefits. Once you get the benefits, you got to live this life, because the depression doesn't go away. The pain, the sleep apnea don't disappear once you get 100%. Once you get 50%, they don't go away, right? So that's why we still here. And that's our goal, to build a bridge. So you come over here to the H-Town, bring more people. We celebrate no matter what branch of service you were in, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, including Space Force. And it doesn't matter whether you're male, female veteran, combat veteran, non-combat veteran, National Guard, Reserve, all that. You family here. You understand? And we salute you and we thank you for joining us. We thank for your continued support. And family, keep getting the information out and make sure that you let other veterans know that you're there for them in this. You know, it's rough times economically. Been that way for a while. Now, we have here this month, the month of March, Women's Heritage Month. And we're celebrating and honoring women, the wives of veterans, the female veterans themselves, and those women of our country and worldwide. Now, if you haven't done so far, we got a break. I can read another thing. Smash that like button. I want to see how those likes looking, family. I'm going to mute you for a second, because I don't want you to hear my playback. Okay, family, get those likes up. While we're doing this here, we're gonna we're about to get to the topic. So we want to say to Betty Bob says, Gwendolyn Boyd, okay, I have a sleep app machine from the VA, and I still had to get a sleep study private to do my DBQ. So a private sleep study. Okay. And Scott says, I sent my Nexus letter and DBQ with my claim. That should be a fully developed claim. So family, we'll chat more once we get past the information, but let me get to the information now for today. Let's talk about it. All right. So make sure y'all smashing that like button. We got 17 people in here, but we only have 12 likes. Smash that like button, family. Topic for tonight: military sexual trauma, known as MST. Now, what we're going to be covering tonight, and we're going to go, and we appreciate the fact that our family here are respectful, and we got rid of the trolls, so we can cover a sensitive topic like this. We're going to be covering several things. What is military sexual trauma, MST? How common is MST in the military corps? How is MST? How can MST affect someone? MST and other injuries and conditions. MST and VA benefits. Road to recovery for MST. Now let's get to it, family. I don't mind. Y'all can keep chatting, but I'm not going to read them while we're going over the information. First one, okay. MST, what is it? What is the definition? It refers to a service member's experience with sexual assault or sexual harassment occurring at any point during his or her military service, because it's not limited to one gender. Okay? And it could also include harassment. What are some of the examples? Forced or coerced sexual encounters perpetrated while a person is unwilling or unable to give consent, like somebody that's inebriated because of alcohol or under the influence of something else, or somebody who's been knocked out, and that's unconscious in some way or unable to defend themselves. Now, let us continue. Now, here we go. We got our brother, and I want y'all to interact on the topic to help the people. Let's get on topic. So, to help the people that are watching. If you have any input, y'all can. I don't mind y'all still chatting, but let's say where our brother at, he came in, he said MSG. MGS says, I'm smashing the like button now. Y'all looking good. Okay, we at the 13. Thank you so much. Now, family. So it doesn't include just violating somebody, but also in violating their space and uncomfortable, unwanted touches and things like that. And it could be female on male, male on male, female on female. It could be any. And a lot of times, a lot of the harassment happens, people covered in joking, doing silly things, acting like they're joking, but that's still harassment if a person don't want to be bothered, especially if it's not in a professional setting. Number two, so we've defined what it is. Number two, what are the statistics? And you may be a little surprised at the statistics. I was for MST. All right. Many men are affected. Most of the people that are victims of military sexual trauma are male because of the large number of men that are in the military. Okay. Okay. All right. Now let's continue, family. Everybody say we got somebody in the room. M King. Okay. Everybody show love to King. We have rules that we go by here. If you're new to the channel, we'll get to those, but we'll get to those in a moment. Let me see if I can find. We're going to continue on the information for now. All right, here we go. Now, so how common is MST, military sexual trauma? Military women, the national data, they did a research, and national data reveals that 1 in 3 women are a victim of it in the military. 17.5% of the U.S. military, active duty military force, was female in 2022. So that's a lot. 1 in 3 women are a victim of it. Now, when it comes to military men, 1 in 50 men responded yes when that they experienced military MST when screened by their VA provider. Now, this is not counting the number of men. More men are less likely to admit to being a victim of this, right? Give me a second. Let me see. Can I put the... All right, let's do that. All right, I want to put my logo up there. Thank y'all for your patience. Now, what percentage of the military is male? Males represent approximately 82.5% of the U.S. active duty military force. All right. Now, EM says, I made a claim and I'm now 80% TDIU. Congratulations, everybody. We want to stop for that. Thank you, EM, for coming in. We appreciate everybody saying hello to EM and saying congratulations. We're happy for you. Now, this is a good one. I'm glad you're on topic, family, because we want to help the people watching recorded. So this is related. Yes, this is an interesting one. Brother Charleston asks the question, because we know hazing has been an issue in colleges and in the military. He say, question, is hazing ever addressed? Is that the same, or is it a separate issue to MST? It depends on what type of hazing is taking place. They do have a hazing that have sexual components to it, or violating people in sexual ways. Now, when it comes to hazing, there could be different things that they do. You know, people can punch you. It could be but it's still assault, and that's still a trauma. You understand? It may not be an S trauma, but it could be physical trauma, right? So that's key to understand. So it depends on how it was perceived by the person that it happened to, and what type of violation took place. You know, beating on them, holding them underwater, different things, or doing stuff that are of a sexual nature. That could make it military sexual trauma. Now, let us continue, family. Great question, Charleston. Now, what are some of the symptoms, signs of MST? So we're getting through this quickly so we can get back to chatting, you know. Well, there are mental health symptoms and signs and reactions to it. That's one of them. That's one form. As you know, MST, now I want y'all to understand this. MST is the event that happens, the trauma that happens. It's reflected through PTSD, a type of post-traumatic stress disorder. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So it manifests, so it's a very, they're related. The trauma happens, which is the MST, military S trauma, and it demonstrates itself through a form of PTSD. So it's connected, right? It's a type of trauma. Now, it could have, as we talked about with PTSD, it could have cognitive triggers. There are certain things that you can hear somebody's voice, like the person that assaulted you. It could be emotional triggers, right? Somebody getting in your space, you hearing certain music, sensory triggers, certain smells, colognes, perfumes, sweaty bodies, or anything, even certain soaps, if the person was forced to shower afterward, right? Environmental factors. It happened in the woods. It happened in a hallway, a shared shower room, anything like that, okay? These could be triggers. And these are some of the things that can affect you. Loss of use of productive organ. It may cause problem with arousal. You may have damage done to your organ, male or female, because remember, this is not only a mental thing, it's a physical, it's psychological damaging, but it also can have physical effects that we're about to go over too. But psychologically, you may not be interested in sex, and it may cause problems in your relationship life. You know, that you know, it may cause a person not to want to engage in intercourse, right? That's why it's so important to get help. But there are also physical injuries. Remember, this is a violent act. Somebody could attack, and if you fighting back, your leg could be injured. They may not even you may have been able to fight them off from fully violating you, but that's still assault. That's still of a what we call of a sexual nature. Why? Because they were trying to do it. That is an assault because they touched you and grabbed you in a way that was meant to violate you sexually. So whether they complete it or not, it don't matter. This is what you need to let them know when you're talking to the VA, or if you're in the military, as you talk to the doctors. Don't hold back. Go tell the doctors at the hospital and on the base. Document names, places, and as much as you can remember. And if you don't know who the person was, let them know that too. But it could be physical injuries that remind you of the incident, right? It could be scars. Some people, weapons were used to subdue them. So it could be scars and that remind you every time you see it of the traumatic event. It doesn't matter how old you are. This is something that can stay with you for the rest of your life, just like any other form of PTSD or trauma or anxiety. This can stay with you for the rest of your life. Cause you to be bedridden. People have been in comas because they were knocked out and they don't know what happened. They might not even remember what happened. Just wake up in a hospital room. Never saw the person. Family, it could cause problem with reproductive organs. As we said, physical damage, right? Especially if somebody's hitting you or physically assaulting you and all type of, with all type of weapons and stuff. It could cause fertility issues. And we're going to talk about why that is. Something that a lot of people don't bring up, but we're going to talk about here at the H-Town Vet. Now, number 4, we're going to talk about what are the other conditions. Now, look at how powerful this can be. You got to understand. Now, we just explained, just like traumatic brain injury has a psychological component and a physical damage to your brain component. Well, military S trauma is the same way. It could be a psychological effect on you, but a person that's violently attacking you and it's related to this assault, that also, you could have back pain. They could knock you unconscious, causing a TBI, traumatic brain injury. You could have hearing loss, migraines, depression. File all that. File all that. Okay, family? And I know it's hard to speak up, but hey, file all that. So that's what other conditions. Now, listen, so secondary service connection. So if you have military MST, guess what? People get STDs from it. Now, I don't know. I'm assuming that you should be able to get service connection if you develop hepatitis because of it, or HIV, syphilis, or other things. I don't know. But if you do, and I know this is a hard subject to talk about, family, but we got to make sure people are straight out here. Okay? And of course, PTSD. But you only get paid for one mental health rating. And we talked about another one with TBI, of course, and watch our video on TBI, traumatic brain injury. Now, give me some reasons why you think people usually don't speak up when there any type of violation or discrimination or harassment. Why people usually don't speak up? Do you think it's because they fear being punished by command? Why do you think people, when they're being discriminated, harassed, assaulted, they've been assaulted, why do you think do they not know who to speak up? What's your opinion? If you will, you want to, if you like to say anything, but you don't have to. I'm just asking if you like to chime in. Now, what are the benefits? We talked about how you can claim secondary. We're on number 5, one more left. Now, our sisters say embarrassment, especially for a man, okay? Shame, especially for men and women. But a man thinking ego, but shame for women in particular, because, and y'all let me know, it's embarrassing because, you don't want nobody to know. And then even when people show sympathy to you, it's like they keep bringing it up and you reliving it. It's like, our sister was in the situation with the car wreck. If we just every 5 minutes keep bringing up the car wreck, whoa, you survived that. That could have effect. We need to bring the positive, talking about her getting a new car. You understand? If you have 100 people ask you the same thing, what happened to you? What happened to you? Are you still sad about it? Well, you keep talking to me about it, and I'm gonna feel shame and embarrassment. Me personally, I never experienced it, but I understand people that have. I understand that. That ain't no joke. Now listen to everybody talk. We talking real talk here now. Major Boomer say, no one may believe them. Now, this is one of the main ones, because you have some people that speak up, but nobody believe them. Their word against their word. No proof it occurred. How do you file a claim with no proof? We're going to talk about it tonight, fam. Huh? I'm going to tell you what some proof is. Huh? Because they going to want proof. Now, let me tell you one of the reasons they hide, cover up stuff. Huh? It was a young lady. She was, I forget what academy she was working at. And there was another soldier in there that did it to her and did it to another one. And they shipped him out. I said, this guy got a silver star, some bronze stars. He must be highly decorated. And he was. He had the bronze star, and I think he had a Purple Heart. So they had idealized him. So when he had this here, they like, oh, he's our hero. We don't want, and they covered for him. All right? Let me tell you something. You want me to talk to you? I've never been a victim or victimized somebody. But let me tell you, there was a guy I was very close with. And I want you to hear this here. And I may have told y'all this before, but he was like a brother to me. And when we got back from Desert Storm, he was not the same. He wasn't the same when he was over there. He was the one that talked about he wanted to take out the lieutenant. When we get back, there was a young lady, a German young lady, I guess, around the base. I never met her, but they was talking about, you know, she would pretty much happy time with anybody, right? And him and another guy got in trouble for violating her. The internal people, the federal people came there to the base. Listen to me. Came to the base on a Saturday. I wasn't there. And when I got back, I was somewhere. And I come back and everybody seemed like they were in a commotion. I'm like, what's going on, man? This is Saturday. We got some kind of inspection on a Saturday? Say, no, this happened to, you know, we won't say his name, but it, you know, P. Let's say P, you know, his last name begins with P. And him and the other guy, they were together. And the girl accused them. And I'm saying, this girl, she was kind of loose. So what did they do? What? They over there, what's happening there? The captain, who really liked the soldier, because the soldier, let me tell you what the soldier could do. He was just an E3, E4 like me. He could lead soldiers in cadence. He could march. He was very intelligent. He had been to college, and he could put soldiers in formation but then next week he'll show up drunk. But it won't be, he'd be in the hallway drunk instead of in formation. Very inconsistent. But the captain loved him, and the colonel wanted to court-martial him, and the captain bit that bullet. That captain fought for him, and he didn't get in trouble. That's why we went Germany. We got moved this is after Desert Storm, right after it. We got moved. Next duty station was Colorado. He was there, and I saw him, and I was hoping maybe that incident, you know, since the captain, I didn't know whether it was really the full thing, what was going on. I said, hopefully it wasn't true. So I saw him a few times, and then I didn't see him anymore. I saw his sergeant because he was in a different company than me. And I say, where is he at? You know, I asked the sergeant. He said he's over there in the jail. I say, why? Now, this is not in Germany no more. It's Colorado. Because he had violated another woman. Did you hear what I told you? He violated another woman. If they would have dealt with him while he was over there in Germany, this wouldn't have happened to someone else. Now, let's see what Major Boomer says. I think he said. He said, no proof it occurred. How do you claim it? Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell you that. Now, Betty Bob say, it's the woman's fault because you're always so friendly with the guys. Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing no woman's fault. Let me tell you something. People being friendly, that don't mean you get to harm them. If somebody get drunk, I don't let women get drunk around me. You can't get drunk around me. You better, you got to go. I don't even go over women's house when they drunk. One, I don't drink. But no. Whatever we do, you gonna do it sober. You gonna look at you gonna make sure. You might have to sign something. I don't even fly no woman out, because that could be considered trafficking now. No, you fly yourself out and I'll fly you back. How about that? Now listen to what Brother Charleston says. Touchy subject also shows weakness. The victim thinks, it's not weakness, man. I'm telling you something. When guys get totally drunk, that's why I didn't get totally drunk. Some of them guys were getting violated. I'm learning this now. I ain't never been one to get totally drunk like that. No. Kevin Colbert Sr. say it happens to men more than you know. Yes, indeed. Now, listen, say love, say some girls pick and choose who they want to rub them the wrong way, and you are in trouble. Yes. So here's the thing. So there's two sides to it. So even let me tell you something. When a woman is joking with me, especially in the work setting, I'm very careful who I deal with. Do that mean I never flirt with women? No, I know what I pretty much know what kind of women I deal with, and in certain settings, I don't care who she is, it ain't gonna be happening. You understand? But I got people I grew up with. We talk and we have fun. We might talk a little trash. That's just part of my culture, you know. But when I'm doing certain things, no, I don't know you like that. Man, people do stuff. I had a woman sit in my lap. Did you hear what I said? Now I couldn't push out my lap. So I just stood up and kind of held it because I didn't want her to fall. We're in the middle of a party. I say, I don't know what dude in here is her man. I'm about to get knocked upside the head, you know. Yeah, just sit in my lap. Now, like I said, what they're wearing, they deserve to be treated. That used to be a real bad thing where people would justify, and this is why a lot of people wouldn't come forward. What were you wearing? Now, where this would be handled, you also can get benefits at the veteran. The first place you need to go to is the Veteran Healthcare Administration, but you can also file benefits for what? The VA Benefits Administration, because you can file a claim from MST. Now, here's the information. Go apply. Talk privately. Tell them you want to talk privately to somebody. Okay? Make sure you do that. Get the application. The health care for MST should be free, and the counseling and other behavioral stuff. And benefits you can get also include veteran federal job preferences when you start getting disability for it. I mean, just a veteran for it. Yes. VA educational programs, VA home loans. It works like any other situation. You can file a claim for MST, right? Now, getting that evidence, somebody brought up that evidence part. So you focus, you get the evidence. What's the problem? Family, let's talk about it. What is evidence that you have been traumatized or violated? What are some of the evidence? One, you went to the emergency room right after it happened. Two, your job performance started going down. You were a great soldier, then your job performance started going down. Anything else that y'all could think of that could be evidence that you can use? You reported it to somebody, but they didn't do nothing about it. You reported it to but they never did anything about it. You can let them know that. I don't know how hard it is to get it, but I know these are some of the things that you can do. Now, you must show a connection between your military service and the violation. It has to happen during your military service, whether on or off duty, right? Now, understand, you need a diagnosis, recognize MST, PTSD trauma, right? That from the event. You need a nexus, evidence of the event in the military service. Then severity. How does MST currently affect you? It has to be affecting you now. Just like with any other condition. Yeah, you got your back injured while you were in the military, but they're going to rate you based on the severity level now. How is it affecting you now? And understand something. Remember all of the things, because you're dealing with a physical violation, and it has psychological effects on you. So you can claim a lot of things that affect you, right? Or individuals. You need to make sure, as always, have clinical evidence. Now listen to what I'm telling you. Are you following me? Anybody that witnessed the event, you need to get a buddy statement. If you can get a statement from the person that harmed you, I know this sounds crazy. If you got evidence of them confessing, if somebody else heard them confess, Let me come up on the screen, family. If somebody heard them confess, get that lay statement. If somebody went and beat them up because they attacked you, you need to copy all that. There's something in the records, huh? If something happened off base where your boyfriend or girlfriend found out that the person hurt you and they went and beat them up, that's documentation. Especially if they went to jail for it or the other person went to jail. Family, all this is evidence. Even though it's painful to talk about or deal with, yes, indeed. Now, here we go. Any medical records or other evidence that support a veteran's disability claim. Look into your personnel file. Okay? Look, when you at work, you need to say you had a job outside the military and you had something similar happen, or somebody just put their hand on you and you freaked out. That need to be documentation, how it's currently affecting you. That's evidence also. Now listen to what Kevin says. Relationship, social, and occupational impairment. He just broke it all the way down and shut me up. Yes, indeed. How's it affecting your relationships? Are you intimate with your spouse? Do y'all argue? Do you have trust issues? Do you feel uncomfortable in public places? Now, this evidence can include medical test results. When we told there could be possible diseases that were transmitted to you from the encounter, hospital record statements from friends and family, people that knew you before you went in, and when you came out, you were totally different, and you didn't trust people. You didn't want certain people around you. You may not have been in a relationship. You may not have been in a relationship in 10, 20 years or since the event. Let them know that. Now, private medical records. You may, listen, let me tell you something. Anybody that's watching this active duty, if the military don't want to acknowledge, you go to a private doctor while you're in the military, tell them what's going on. Now, hold on. You say Hundo Club 100%. You're 100% now? Oh, he's just talking about, yeah, you can be in the Hundo Club and you can be SMC housebound. He just, boy, y'all getting sharp on this here. He said, congratulations, welcome to Hundo Club. I don't know if he is, but he's telling about if somebody have MST trauma, I think that they could also. Now listen, your hospital records, supporting lay statements, that nexus, and the key thing you need is a medical opinion. Talk to a psychiatrist, tell your physical doctor what's going on about the mental health and the physical ailments. Tell both doctors about it. Let it be in both records that not only will this happen to you, but you have the scar and it reminds you of it. It gives you pain. It's you're not as mobile. You had to leave the military because of it. We're going to talk about it. We're almost done. We're going to get through this. Now, it's not double dipping when you're dealing with MST and PTSD. They only pay you for one mental health. So it's not double dipping. And you can get rated up to 100%. I think it's the same type of ratings as PTSD. Either right now, you can either have a 0, 10, 30, 50, 70, or 100. And if I'm wrong, y'all correct me on that. Now, let's say you get 100% permanent total for MST. He say, not yet, brother. Hey, but we believe in it. MGS say he claiming it for you. Yes, indeed. I'm claiming it for the family in here. Now, let's say you're 100% permanent total for MST. So you have that 100% permanent total. Why would I open up a claim for MST? Well, it depends. If that MST is causing you serious trauma, right, where you won't even leave your house because of what happened to you, it may be necessary for you to claim it. Look what this, see right there. Remember, MST is right there with PTSD. And if you need special monthly compensation, you can get $9,559.22. If you ain't able to do what, that's extra money on top. They're gonna add it to your regular VA compensation check. If you have problem getting out of bed, feeding yourself, hygiene problems, or clothing yourself, any daily tasks that are affected by the MST, the military S trauma, right? Come on, family. Remember, this extra money is tax-free, of course. And also, you can get aid in attendance because you may have injuries where you can't get around because of the violation, because you got actually attacked and injured in the process. Or your psychological situation may be so bad that you need their help. And as our brother said, you can get housebound because you may not want to leave the house. You may not want to leave the house because of fear, because of the MST trauma. Now, understand, sometimes what happens, and we're at the end of it here, is that if you get into I want y'all to listen to me very clearly. If you get into any type of trouble, because people do act out after something happens, and you get a less than honorable discharge, right? That can affect what kind of benefits you get. So what you need to do is tell them that you were acting that way, that you're acting out, and the reason you got a bad discharge was because of this, and you didn't know how to express it. It's just like people that have PTSD and they self-medicate. Sometimes they act out or get violent or get very upset and become, irate, while they're in service. But they don't know how to express it because of the shame, embarrassment. All right? So you could end up with a dishonorable discharge, bad conduct discharge, other than honorable discharge, or general honorable conditions. You would use this as evidence. Even if you got an honorable discharge, you still can claim. Now, the last thing is the recovery, family. This part I need to hear from you. What should be done on the road to recovery? So while we're doing that, anybody got any suggestions that somebody that's experienced harassment, that's even just harassment while you were in the military that may not lead to violation, what can be done? Fam, I know this is a rough subject, but we had to go over it tonight. I'm sorry, but we got to address the issues. Now listen to what Brother Charles said. Question: has the VA changed PTSD guidelines? As in 1998, I talked to a VA psychologist. He said, as I was handling my PTSD, I couldn't claim. I couldn't can a claim approved. Okay. I couldn't can a claim approved. I guess get a claim approved. You go to another doctor. Don't ever stop, because that doctor may not know what he was talking about, brother. Because we can't rely on people on our detriment. I did it. Just because that doctor, I bet you don't even hardly remember who that doctor was. And even if you tell him, he won't take responsibility for what he told you. That's why you always get a second, third, and fourth opinion to somebody acknowledge what you're going through, because nobody knows what's going on in your mind like you. And doctors, you go to 3 different doctors, they'll give you 3 different diagnoses. Am I lying? So anybody have anything that's good on the road to recovery? Should you go to a support group, family? Should you go to? What's the best way to go to the road of recovery, family, when you're dealing with any type of trauma like this? Huh? Should you go to your church, your pastor? Should you go to our crisis center, right? Like a rape crisis center. Counseling. Civilian police reports. Now that's interesting. What about civilian police reports? I never thought about that. Have y'all thought about that? If something happened, why not file, depending on how long it is, file it on civilian police report? Because that's a crime. Let us say, H-Town, you are so right. Now, family, we done that. We went through the 6, and I thank you for y'all patience. But we had to cover the topic because this is very important. Now, as we did what we covered, what is military MST or military sexual trauma? We answered the question. How common is it? We show how common it is for men and women. How can MST affect someone? We talked about the triggers. We talked about the physical injuries. Then it say MST and other injuries and conditions. We talked about TBI, migraines, PTSD. We talked about all that. Then we talked about MST and VA benefits. And finally, we said the road to recovery. I gave a few things that could be done for MST. Some people, understand that people don't really want to interact on this part of it. So let's get back to what we're doing there, family. Now, I do want to ask you one final question. Do you think, can I put this? Would you push somebody that tells you that this happened to them? Would you push them to file a claim? Or you would just kind of sit back and let them make their own decision? How would you handle it? He said, I didn't know what MST was. I do now. Good information. Thank you. Yeah, family, because some of the things that we're going to talk about here, they're not going to always be fluff. You're going to get 100% today. He say, no, I wouldn't. So, okay, would you push somebody to report that this happened to them? If they tell you, hey, while they're in the military or even now that they're veterans, would you push them, hey, you got to tell somebody? Especially if you're active duty. Or would you not? Or would you say maybe? How would you handle that? Or would you report it for them? I know that's hard. Now that the person shared it with you in confidence, but you don't want to see them get hurt no more. How would you handle that? Just your opinion. If you have any thoughts on it, you don't have to respond. Now, family. VA law update. Now y'all can go back to chatting about what y'all want to. Now, what y'all was talking about, unless you got any other statements about that, let us know. I'm going to look up VA law. Family, what was y'all saying about the sleep apnea? Doing them at home? How do they send you a prep kit? Do they send you what do you have, a monitor? Are they videotaping you? And how long is it? All night? Do they hook you up to things? You have to hook yourself up to stuff? Let me know. I'm curious about doing that in-home sleep apnea study. Now, Rose City D says, good evening, H-Town vet, and salute the chat. Come on, family. We here. Did I run everybody away? But we had to tell the truth now. Nobody else is going to talk about this. I want people that are suffering, that are embarrassed, that are ashamed. Let them know we're here for you and we love you. We love you. Now, oh boy, y'all are, hold on. Hold on, what all this information? Did I miss something? Okay, now. Oh, y'all chatting away. Rose City D says, Charleston Zimmerman, evening, brother. Come on, family. Let's get that chat kicked back off. Rose City D says, love, love. Rose City, love, love, say Rose City D. Betty Bops says, Rose City D, hello. Rose City D, our sister Gwendolyn, she got a new vehicle. She got a Rogue. What's that, Nissan Rogue? I guessed that she got a Nissan, but I didn't guess that it was a Rogue. I thought it may have been a Rogue or something else. I think I mentioned two of them. Then Love, Love say, glad to see you, Rose City D. Now listen to what Kevin Colbart Sr. says. And while he doing that, I'm going to go. He say, when I got my sleep study, I had a choice. I could have done it at home. It's just something they hook up to you and they monitor it. I chose to do it at the VA. Who would rather do the sleep study at home? Who would rather do it at the VA or outside your home? Who would do it at home, a sleep study at home for sleep apnea? If you do home, let us know. Who would do it at home? Now, Rose City D, H-Town, I wouldn't push anybody to claim the MST, and I would not report for them because they can get mad and say I lied because they don't want to deal with it. Man, that is painful. Yes, indeed. You don't push people that are not ready to do something. Now, love say, Nissan Rogue was good reviews. Yes, indeed. Now, Kevin Barber Sr., I say, would he do it at home? He say he'd do his sleep study at the VA. Maybe you think it'll be more accurate or what? Then we got Coasty says, hey, Rose City D. MGS say Rose City salute. Then Love says, at home for me, my bed, sleep study. I don't feel comfortable being in somebody else's. I don't feel comfortable in them sleep places. I feel like too many people been laying in them beds. I don't feel comfortable. Now, listen to what Brother Charleston say. Found out VA Doug Collins was a chaplain in the Navy Reserve 2 years. Then after 9/11, went chaplain Air Force, served in Iraq, but still haven't changed my opinion on Dougie. No, he is a man of the cloth, and you will acknowledge him. I told you either he's a used car salesman, I called it, Charleston, or he's a preacher, and he's a preacher. This man can't lie. He's a congressman and a preacher, huh? There's a low liability. What is it? Low. I forget what the word is. Chance that he will lie about that. Now, Dallas Marquez says, I had a home sleep study done. Wow. Everybody show love to Dallas. Then Rose City D says, Coasty, hello. Then Rose City D say, Betty Bops, hello. Then Rose City D, MGS, salute. Love say hello, Dallas. Now listen to what our sister Betty Bob says. H-Town, I agree. You don't know who's been sleeping in bed. I did mine at home. I don't sleep comfortably, no. And let me tell you what happened, my experience. I'm gonna come up on the full screen when I tell you this here. The last one I went to, it was hair in the bed, human hair in the bed. I said, hey, this bed ain't clean. They put some, they changed the sheet. The top sheet was still hair all over there. I said, no, I'm going home. I went home. This was a independent place outside the VA that they sent me to. Kevin Colbert Sr. say Dallas Marquez, evening. And Kevin says, Rose City D, evening, brother. Betty says, Dally Marquez, hello. Yes, indeed. Now let me check to see if there's any update on the law. Family, we ain't been in it but an hour and 20 minutes. We was gonna get to it. I want to do it. I hope that I help somebody, I reach somebody. Let me see the VA. We're gonna get ready to do the VA law update. I'm checking now at va.gov. There has been no update since December the 18th, 2024. Huh? Now, family, the alternative is in the house. The alternative say hello, everybody. Everybody show love to the alternative. Then we have love say agree with Betty Bops. Betty Bops say H-Town, so you know what I am saying was that's disgusting. Yes, I know. And they kept trying to make excuses and they just didn't care. They not even washing these sheets. They just are probably wiping them off with their hand. Nah, I don't know what people got in there. It might be bed bugs or something in that thing. Love say hello, the alternative. Yes, Charleston said H-Town, you don't know enlisted soldier's mind. He say, okay, I never gave a man of the cloth a pass. Hold on. Let me tell you something. Can I tell you something? I like the Catholic priest because I'm gonna tell you what tripped me out. We was in the field, and I went to the little mass thing. I'm not a Catholic. I'm a Baptist, but he's a preacher. I guess he's a preacher like in a priest or whatever. And went in there because I want to do the Lord's Supper because it was time I want to do the Lord's Supper. So we went in there and did the Lord's Supper. He got the little bread for us. That priest gave us that chaplain gave us real wine. Did you hear what I said? My nostrils opened up. I say, Lord, I'm not making this up. In Germany, I don't know if we was at Hornfeld or Grafenwehr. That man gave us real wine. Was that legal for us to be drinking wine while on duty? I had a tank to drive. I'm like, what I don't know what you call him. What you call him? What to call the priest? I was copying whatever the other Catholics were calling him. Can I get a little more of that? He brought out real wine. And I'm like, man, this can't be legal. But we were doing it for religious purposes. Now, Kevin Colbart Sr., my bed was very clean and very nice. Okay, it depends on where you go. Now, Kevin Colbart Sr. say the alternative, evening. Betty Bob says, hello, the alternative. Then MGS says, the alternative. Now, Coasty says, hey, the alternative. So what do y'all know what's going on out here, family? Let us know what's happening out here in these YouTube streets. Hold on, I'm missing something. Give me a second. I want to make sure. Okay, there you go. Let's see what's happening, family. Now it's time to go to veteran news. Do y'all have any news that y'all know? Y'all was telling what was going on. Any changes that's going on right now? Now he say, H-Town Vet, did you drive a M1A1 or a Bradley tank? Now it was the M1A1. M1A1, yeah. The M1A1, that's exactly what it was. Drove it, loaded it, did a lot of stuff in there. Even shot off a few pew pew. Oh, we did, we had to be able to do all of it. Now, Charleston says, hey, Rose City D, evening, brother. Yes, indeed. Let me ask you this. When y'all were on those Navy ships, How did y'all do live fire? Did y'all have to be off the deck? You couldn't be on the deck when they was firing any those big rounds off them cannons if you were on that type of ship. I was always curious. Did y'all have earplugs? Are they still giving veterans claims for those old earplugs that we used to screw in our ear? Because I remember they had a lawsuit about that. Did anybody know about that? Family, let us know any veteran news you know. Any veteran news. And give me. Let us know, family. Now, let me ask you this here. Okay, let me see where you at. Okay, yes. He said, hey, Rose City D, evening, brother. Let me see what we got here. Now, give me a second here. Let me see. I don't see him. I'm looking for something right quick, family. So chat a minute. I don't like it to be dead time in the broadcast, but I'm looking for something. Give me a second. I don't see him. All right, y'all were talking about the price of everything going up. All right. So let's see what we got here. Talking about how they were putting tariffs on everybody. Oh Lord, what happened? Okay, let's see what day that was. No, they don't have. I can't find the actual video, and let's see. He says, I just had the clip, family. I'm sorry about that. Let's see what y'all saying here. Now, what our brother said about it is that on the ships, he say first ship had small arms. On second ship was carrier. F-14s protected us. Okay. Now, did y'all have any 50 cals on there? Any 50 cal machine guns? Now listen to what he says. Rose City D, Sage Town, them 30 to 45 days gunny exercise were no joke. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I didn't like going to the range. So let me see if I can pull this up, family. Give me a second. I want to share my screen. So appreciate your patience. And they're talking about these tariffs just very shortly, less than a minute. All right. They doing all these commercials all over again. Oh man, they skipped it. Let's see. All right, now let me turn off this information here. I mean the music. All right. Now let's listen. Let's see what's going on here, family. All right. Now, let's get to it, family. He said 50 cal, every 7 was tracer. Yeah, I don't know how many. You let me know. For you, I thought every 3rd was tracers on some of our vehicles. Now, let's look at this, family. We're going to do this here. All right. I'm going to remove this off.
He got what he wanted. He got an agreement from our neighbors to do more on the border. That's what he wanted, and he got it.
Exactly what they have already been
I understand
doing.
you're the minister of propaganda tonight, but you don't have to be. You could just say, "Hey, all's well that ends well." Here, come on.
If you don't know that these countries are committing to do exactly what they have already been doing, either you haven't done your homework or you think the American people are idiots. Because again, they're doing
or option three, or option three.
Oh man, they didn't.
Home backup power just.
They didn't give enough information. Wow, doggone, that wasn't the clip I was looking for. Sorry about that, family. So, family, we don't have no man, this back to stage. That veteran news, one, they're talking about doing protests. I forget what they're calling them, where they're going to be going out and protesting the president. They're going to be going to different states. Did y'all hear about that? They're still having Doge cuts, and tonight we're not going to do any Dougie talks. Some nights we will, sometimes we won't, depending on if we find something interesting. So, family, we can go ahead and talk. You say yes. Okay. Now, remember, at the channel, for those who know, we have to be transparent. Your opinion counts. But, family, let us know what's going on with y'all. We doing good. We went over the information. Let us know. We can go ahead and start chatting. Anybody have any question, comments, or concerns? Any concerns? Anything that's on your mind? Let us know. We usually do it at 6. I've been starting at 7. I've been real busy. Family, I want to apologize for that. And reach out and contact us, especially if you have any information that's going to be helpful to the channel. Smash that like button if you haven't done so. Let us know. Now, what I want to know from y'all, what is the next topic y'all would like to talk about? Come on, family. And if you hadn't had a chance, this was a real good one where we actually broke down. Oh, our sister Betty Bob said, good night, family. Say good night to our sister. Our sister Betty Bob's. We broke down, say good night to our sister Betty Bob's. We broke down the 4 types of 100%. Because there's a lot of confusion, different people saying, H-Town, good night, have a good weekend. MGS say good night, okay. Family, any other questions, concerns? We did watch the one we had on, is the VA do more good than bad? We did one on special monthly compensation. PTSD before they make the changes, showing how you get 100% with PTSD before they make the changes coming up. Who eats off our claims? We had all this, family. The Plus Act and the Guard Act. And of course, go in our library and watch. The subscribe count been going up, family. Now he said, now we want to hear from you. Any last concerns, any questions? Here we go. Our brother says we're at the after party. Then we're going to close it out. Just when I get ready to close it out, everybody want to start coming back in the room. Now, Charleston say, H-Town, I sent you an email and an article from Military Times about buddy veterans in local areas. Okay. I'm going to go look at that. Let me look that up now. Then he say, Kevin Cobar Sr. say, I got a question. Is what the difference between IU and TDIU? Okay. Great question. Great question. Okay. We can do that. We can do it visually. All right. We can do that by going back over what, just looking at the thing. I'm glad you asked that question. Brother Charleston said good night to his shipmate Betty Bobs. Good night. Wash those last 3 dishes, sister. Please get to it. I'm trying not to troll, but I guess I am. Now, family. He asked a very pertinent question we covered in the last live stream. I'm looking it up. Hold on. Trying to get it on the screen in the gangster lean. Now I want you to look at it. Here we go. And I want y'all to understand this here. If y'all know of any more 100% ratings, let me know. But there are only 4. All right. Some people tell you there's 5, there's 3, some say there's 4. There's only 4 types of 100% ratings. 2 of them are temporary ratings, 2 of them are permanent ratings. 2 of them are based on unemployability, and 2 of them are scheduler ratings. But that's what makes it confusing, because they kind of switch back and forth on the types they are, right? The first one, let's talk about the one space that's on scheduler ratings. Number 1 and 2 are scheduler ratings, meaning you are 100%, you're actually rated at 100%. Your disabilities add up to 100% rating. On number 3 and 4, those are based on unemployability, meaning you're not actually 100%, but paid at the 100% rate. Follow me? That's IU and TDIU. Now let's go back to which ones are temporary. Now this is where it starts switching up. Follow me. Even though a temporary 100% is a scheduler rating, it's also temporary, meaning you only have it until your condition gets better or for a certain time period. This is the same also. Okay? This is the same also for number 3, IU. Individual unemployability is temporary. You're going to get a reevaluation in 3 to 5 years. And the difference between temporary 100% and IU, both of them are temporary, but IU is based on being unemployable, because you're not 100% but paid at the 100% rate because your condition prevents you from working. So you either 60, 70, 80, or 90%. And they're paying you at 100% rate. Now, and you don't get Champ VA when you are IU. You don't get Champ VA for your children because it's not a permanent rate. You don't get what's the other one? Chapter 35 educational benefits for your dependents either. But you do get dental, all right, for yourself. Now, let's see what he says. He said that question. Now let's talk about which ones are permanent. That's number 2 and number 4. Number 2 is 100% permanent in total. It's a scheduler rating, but it's also permanent. TDIU is based on unemployability, and you're not 100%, but you're paid at the 100% rate. You're either 60, 70, 80, or 90%, paid at 100%, but it's a permanent rating. All right? So TDIU is based on employability, but it's permanent, and you get the same benefits that you get for permanent, 100% permanent total. The only difference with TDIU is based on work restrictions. That's all, family. And I hope that was clear. Let us move back. Any last questions, concerns, let us know. We went over it. We didn't stay long. We got to it. And let us know. Let us know what topics y'all want to cover. Please give me some ideas of some things that y'all want to talk about before we leave. He say, got it. Okay. They kind of flip back and forth. Some of them are permanent. Some are temporary. Some of them are scheduler ratings, meaning you're actually 100%. Some of them you're not. One of the temporaries is not actually 100%. One of the temporaries, the ones based on unemployability, is permanent total. So it's you just, go over the last video, we break it down. But family, I want to give a special thanks to our brother Kevin for being here tonight. Coasty, brother Charleston for being in the room. We want to give special thanks to MGS for being in the house. Betty Bops had to roll out, but we thank her for showing up and showing out. Because, boy, y'all came in with the energy tonight, and we needed that energy because we talked about a serious topic. Right, family? Love came in here. We thank him for being here and bringing energy. Rose City D came toward the end, bringing in that fired up. And I think I said Coasty, Rose City D. Hold on. Kevin Colbert Sr., The Alternative, we thank you for being here tonight. We want to give special thanks to, I'm looking for him now, Dallas Marquez. Thank you so much for your kindness and showing up. And we want to thank Miss Colbert Sr., thank her too, your wife, and all of your spouses and significant others. Let me make sure I didn't miss nobody. M. King, thank you for showing up, telling us what's going on, letting us know you in the house. Scott and Izzy World, we thank them. Hopefully I pronounced that right. We want to show love to our sister Gwendolyn because she's doing the Veteran Women Conference in Atlanta. And for those of you that are interested, when I scroll up, I'll let you know. We thank y'all. And she did get a car. She got a Rogue, Nissan Rogue. She got a Nissan Rogue. Family, let me see what she said. Why am I looking at me? She said, yes, a Nissan. It was a Rogue. So, family, thank you. If I missed you, charge it to, we did say Coasty. Major Boomer, thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate you. Family, y'all came in fired up. And the next time, Army George, thank you. Next time we're going to have a chat, and we just want to hear what y'all got to say. All right? Might throw a little topic. And then we got to MGS say good night. Everybody say good night. Our sister Gwendolyn says salute. Come on, family. Let's show this love before we leave. Everybody say good night, family. Come on in. Let us know that we're signing out. We're going to see y'all on Sunday. All right. So thank y'all, family, for coming in, for supporting us. And I didn't get to ask y'all this here. What's the weather looking like where you at? What's your weather like? What's the temperature where you at? Anybody that's still in here? Tell us the temperature. Good night. But what's he say? Charleston say good night. Let us know. Right now, the temperature here is 68 degrees. It's been getting up to 88. Good night, family. Good night. And we want to thank y'all, family, for showing up and showing out. Gwendolyn says 75 degrees up there where she at. I know she's in the South. I want to say Georgia or one of the Carolinas. Now, let me see. Pull myself back up. I got to get out of it because they keep coming back. They be dwindling down. Then we say, Charles says 47 degrees. It's 47 degrees. Ooh, I would love to know why it is what Betty Bob said, because she kind of on your same plane. But family, let me see here. And we talked about it tonight, family. And we thank you. We talked about military S trauma, MST, and for those that are suffering, we want to make sure you get the resources that are necessary. Any questions, I can send you the brochure article if you just email me if you need help. And we thank you for being here tonight. And family, until next time, good night.